We want the minimum 4 points against Galatasaray. We want to show a good performance, and yeah, we are ready.
We're facing Schalke, which is a very good team. We saw that on the previous match day. They won against Bayern 3-2, so there is no easy game in this league, but it's time for us to shine and show what we're made of, and I think that we will get the 6 points.
Confident words there, Harry, from the Galatasaray man. How do you see this playing out? Because, again, very, very difficult to call. Schalke winning last week against Bayern Munich, I believe, in one of the games. And Galatasaray have put in some brilliant performances as well so far this season. Where do you see it?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? The thing that's impressed me the most from Galatasaray has been their attitude that they've approached the IQONIQ eFootball.Pro league. They've said, you know, there's 6 points every single match day for us to pick up, and we are aiming to do just that. They're not just here to take part. They really want to be in the mix come the end of the season. The man in focus right there, of course, winner of the best goal from the last match day. He'd love to bag another one of them, El Matador. We spoke to him earlier on. He seemed obviously very impressed with how the team is ticking along. And the new man, Irma, of course, semi-finalist in Euro 2020 last summer, representing his home country of Romania, of course. He had a tremendous run at that particular tournament. And this Schalke team has come along very nicely indeed. Galatasaray, though, stubborn is the word that comes to mind to describe this team. Stavatak, Jibrilian, who's in focus here, of course. The 2 Greek men on this team, and then probably the most proud player is in focus right now, Mucahit, the Turkish man representing the Turkish Giants. He always seems to be playing like he's playing for pride, and I don't mean that in a bad way. He wants to make his home country proud. We know the Turkish fans, very, very passionate, and well, 6 points here would please them greatly, I feel.
Yeah, I'm for once I'm pretty much on the fence as well. I could easily see this game being 3 points apiece. In fact, that would be my prediction. I think both have shown glimpses of being better than they are, but equally they both have some frailties. I think you get a more possibly erratic performance sometimes from Galatasaray. Schalke, you kind of know what you're going to get. Sometimes don't quite have the creativity. Yeah, let's see how this plays out. But we are just seconds away. They're just going through a few last-minute formation changes and settings, etc. I mean, we've had a pretty impressive match day 3 so far, haven't we, Harry? Been a bit breathtaking. We've had some great games. We're probably due a stinker now, aren't we?
Well, you've set this one up perfectly, haven't you? I mean, crikey, don't wish it upon us, but...
I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm just saying we've been a bit too lucky so far on the amount of quality we've seen.
We have been blessed, and these are 2 very organised and regimented clubs in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ. So, yeah, when you look at this one on paper, maybe you're arguing that it's not going to set the world alight like a match we just saw between Barcelona and Monaco. It's no Roma versus Juventus. You're right in saying that. There aren't the heavy hitters or the big names in this league between these 2 clubs. But I tell you what, both of these clubs still very much in contention, and I honestly think there are some hidden gems amongst this Galatasaray and Schalke, these 2 lineups, not only on the virtual pitch but also on the sticks as well. I'm looking at the likes of Irma, who has impressed me. He's got 2 goals to his name already so far. Stavatak has been really, really vocal and instrumental in terms of leading this Turkish side. He's got 2 goals to his name so far as well. I really think this is an opportunity for both of these clubs and the sets of players to really just put a name to these clubs. You know, when you think about the likes of AS Monaco, you think about Uzmakabil, don't you? You think about Eterito and you think about Juventus. This is the type of match where you set the world alight. All of a sudden, oh, it's Galatasaray. Yeah, I'm thinking of Mucahit.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this game kind of feels like we talk in traditional football of a 6-pointer, a game that can go either way, and you're playing against a close rival. Kind of, this one feels like it's almost a 12-pointer. If one team gets 6 and the other, you know how it works. It could make a big difference in both of their 2 seasons.
Yeah, it really could. And again, when you look at the form so far, neither club has really set the world alight with their performances, but arguably both of these clubs have played some of their, most difficult matches so far in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ season. And that's not to say that there are easy matches in the league, but there are certainly some teams you'd rather play and get out of the way earlier on. And both of these clubs, I feel, have faced them so far. So this is a real chance, like you said, to get those 12-pointers going your favour, and if it goes your way, then, well, you're sitting pretty in the table.
Absolutely. Interesting to see Schalke going with a 3 up top, whereas in previous matches or seasons, you could say, they've been more of a 2 through the middle, and maybe they're looking for that little bit more creativity and straight in on the front foot here. Of course, you can watch this stream from the official eFootball.Pro IQONIQ website and the Twitter account. If you click on the link on the Twitter account as well, you can get 300 points for your game, and of course you can watch the streams through your individual clubs as well, as the first real chance comes and goes. The right foot shot from the edge of the 6-yard box, and we mentioned about that added bit of creativity from Schalke 04, Harry, and we almost got the first goal from it.
Yeah, Roma feeding El Matador. That's been quite a potent combination as well. If Schalke are going to have success this season, that's going to be one that you need to rely on. We know Merriman's going to chip in with goals, but here's another nice turn by the Romanian.
Yeah, Donk to clear. And comes down again. It's all Schalke here as the front trio press. They make the chance, and again he shanked it wide of the target, Harry. He really, really should have done better after doing so well to close the initial clearance down, the nod through, and yeah, that was very wasteful.
Yeah, Roma again feeding the winner of the best goal for the previous match day, the 5-time German champion El Matador. You expect him to do better there. These chances, though, falling early for Schalke, they'll be growing in confidence the more this first half goes on.
It absolutely will be. As Falcao, one back, and now Belhanda pops it off, and it goes out towards the right-hand side, stab attack. But one back well by last match day's goal of the day man, El Matador. 6 goals scored for Schalke in their 2 wins, and 6 goals conceded, so fairly even across the board. "17 minutes gone, and really the 2 chances coming Schalke's way, and outside of that, not really a much in the attacking third. What have you seen mostly this season from a Galatasaray point of view, Harry?
Well, I used the word stubborn before, didn't I? And I feel like being stubborn and frustrating your opponent is going to be huge to secure a win on the board. They're obviously winless so far in the league, but obviously taking 2 points against Juventus was huge. I believe they took a point against Manchester United as well, and they did it being stubborn, being frustrating to play against. And if you can keep it even and obviously keep it scrappy where it needs to be, if you're Galatasaray here, you sneak a goal here or there, all of a sudden that frustration for Schalke is going to compound, and it's going to make things that much more difficult for them to string together some coherent attacks.
Absolutely. Another chance here, but one back though, this time by Jibrilian, and now Mujahid as the ball's volleyed away. Half an hour gone. First real chance to see what they've got from a set-piece point of view, and not very pretty, Harry. Down the right-hand side. Chance to cross it in again towards the near post. Cleared away. It's been a good period of possession, though, and pressure from Galatasaray, but Schalke and Fear now come on the counter-attack down the left-hand side through Irma. Instrumental in the win that they had in Matchday 2. And now Merriman gets it on this left-hand side, plays it through towards El Matador. Again, good defending, and possible 0-0 on the cards, Harry. First of the day.
Well, don't curse it just yet. Well, one thing I will say is that if I'm Galatasaray here and I see Irma on the ball with Amine Harit, with the ball at his feet, I'm looking immediately to see where El Matador is, because that's exactly what Irma's doing, and it's a joy to watch him pull the strings in the Schalke midfield. The other two, I don't want to say have been quiet, but Irma certainly the man looking promising here for the Gelsenkirchen region club here in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ.
Out towards his left-hand side. Now Hot. Another chance here. Just trying to fashion a bit of space. They found it now. Saved by the goalkeeper. And nobody there to turn it home. That's just when you need someone following up at the back post. But they weren't able to take advantage of the spill from the goalkeeper. And as we tick towards the last minute of the first half, we've had 3 half to full chances, and they've all come Schalke's way. We've not seen really anything of an attacking sense from Galatasaray, but a fairly reasonable 0-0 scoreline. Fairly happy with that, Harry, if you're both sets of teams, or would you be a bit disappointed from a Schalke point of view?
Yeah, you want the goal, don't you? If the team is there for the taking, and I don't want to use the words, rolling over and showing your belly, but if, the team is allowing you chances like the 2 El Matador chances and like the chances towards the latter end of the half, you're certainly expecting to see some fruits of your labours, so to speak. From a Galatasaray point of view, though, they had that mini spell halfway through the half, and again, unfortunate not to even have a shot on goal to show for it, but this is Galatasaray all over. I don't want to say it's their game plan, because obviously they'd love to be scoring plenty of goals and setting the league alight, but here's a chance for them, though.
As indeed, as it's pulled back and fired wide of the target. It was the first chance for Galatasaray, and it's taken over a half of football. Possibly could have taken a shot instead of passing there, Harry.
Oh, I think the player who in the end shot could have maybe passed. I think Mujahid was through on this near side, and maybe a bit of shot out of anger there just to make sure that you have a shot to show for it come the end of the game. But I think Mujahid was the wiser option there.
Yeah, Mujahid should have hit, elected to pass, and the ball has been cleared. Definitely one of the games that's allowed us to draw a little bit of breath so far. But it can spring into life any second, as you well know, in eFootball.Pro IQONIQ, as Stavatak picks it up, pops it off to Brilliant, but one back though. And El Matador comes forward for Schalke, feeds it through to Merriman. Support from El Matador again. Boy, would he love another goal like he scored last week. Pops it off. It's in towards Merriman. Another real chance here. Still on the danger area. Irma with the left foot shot. Blocked and cleared away by Galatasaray. Living dangerously indeed. Just didn't quite fall there, did it, Harry?
No, it didn't. I had a chance as well to break here, Galatasaray, but I think it's Stavatak there, just going a little bit too early with Radamel Falcao. Yeah, he never really fell kindly. Again, it's one of those goals if you concede for Galatasaray. Obviously, they didn't concede in the end, but when the ball's bouncing around like that, you feel like you have no control over the situation. Would have been rough on them, I think. They've defended pretty well so far.
Absolutely is. Ryan Babel now comes forward on this left-hand side. Now finds Balhanda. Great clearance there. by Merriman. Acrobatics there from the German. And straight to the subs bench, Harry. What do they need to do to spark this game into life?
Well, they need goals, don't they? And again, it sounds like a bit of a cop-out, but I believe these two clubs and Celtic combined are the 3 lowest scoring clubs in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ. And you can see here, Schalke playing 3 at the back, so they're trying to compound that midfield situation. But yeah, it's tricky to see exactly where the difference maker is going to come between these two teams.
Counter target. Should I change to Charlie?
Yes.
Long throw in towards the near post. Cleared away. As cliche as it sounds, Harry, this feels like a one-goal game. If you can grab it, it looks like you might just win the tie.
Well, that will suit Galatasaray down to a T. Again, they look like a team that just needs one attack to break the deadlock. It just hasn't really fallen for them so far. Schalke are starting to look a little bit like the Schalke of last season, where they, start to fashion a few chances here or there, and they just go wanting come the full-time whistle. So we'll see if anything changes. Obviously, the substitute's now in effect.
Harry down the right-hand side, crosses in, cleared away. Ryan Babel. Falcao. All over the top, down the left-hand side. Good defending again from Irma. Still searching for that little bit of creativity, both sides. I mean, possibly, again, would you have given... We talked about them being a 12-pointer. Because there's so much at stake and the danger of possibly getting beaten by one of your closest rivals in terms of points. Was a stalemate almost inevitable at certain stages in these matches?
Well, we still have 15 in-game minutes to go, so don't write anything off too early. But it's highly possible, yes, that both of these sets of players, were almost reluctant to take risks because of the fact that, this is such an important game and you want to be stout defensively and organised and not concede too many goals. So looks like Harriet's come off. Ludwig is on now for Schalke, so a bit of an attacking change for them.
Hock gets it back, plays it in towards Ludwig, right for shot, another incredible save, and that looked like it might just be the moment. A lovely turn and shot from Irma, and that was what I was just about to ask you next. What does Irma bring to the table this season for Schalke, Harry? And, well, it almost showed you right there.
Well, he and El Matador have a tremendous understanding between the two of them. Early on in the first half, it was Irma feeding El Matador. That time, roles reversed. It just brings that extra bit of creativity.
Certainly, Schalke have been more efficient on the ball. 70% with their passing accuracy to the 56 of Galatasaray. Not a lot of goals between the two teams, 6-4, but we've got a goal here, and it's finally arrived, and it's come from the team, Harry, that have been knocking on the door. Out of the two sides, you would have favoured a Schalke goal if there was going to be one to come.
Yeah, just take a look at the reaction from Merriman there. Just puffs out his cheeks. It's the man in question that provides the assist this time round for Irma. who just slots it home. It's too easy, really, isn't it, for Schalke? And just a sigh of frustration, a bit of relief, I suppose you could say, from Merriman there. Great goal from Irma, and like you said, it was Schalke who have been knocking on the door all game long, and they get their just rewards.
They might not play the most flamboyant, attractive football, but they can be oh so efficient at times. One goal, if you can keep your defence nice and tight, is more than enough every single time. And now they're going to go to their substitutes bench, possibly, make a few changes just to shut up shop. Go on to the next, 3 points in the bag. Have you seen enough from Galatasaray to sense there may be an equaliser here? It's been pretty flat, hasn't it?
It has. No is the immediate answer, but Galatasaray is a team that has stolen points away from the likes of Juventus and Manchester United so far this season, who those two clubs are in the top 3 of the eFootball.Pro Iconic League table currently, so don't write them off just yet. I keep saying that, but this Galatasaray team is a team that can just provide a shock result.
Becker. Down the right-hand side. Schalke will be more than happy just to see the ball into the corner. Tick those valuable minutes away. Heading for 3 points here that are going to be oh so important in the scheme of things. They could add to this tally. They've got the second. They've killed the game. And they haven't been at their best today, but they've produced 2 moments that are more than enough to take them over the line. It's Schalke 0-4-2, Galatasaray 0, and game over, Harry.
Yeah, game over indeed. Not quite game, set and match there. You can see the amount of rebounds that come in the 6-yard box or there or thereabouts. So very fortunate for Schalke. It looked like Irma was the man who was going to take the shot. In the end, it falls to El Matador, the winner of the best goal from Matchday 2, of course, who fires home the second and now secures the 3 points for Schalke 04.
On this right-hand side. Blocked up and out. As we tick into the final minute of added on time, the referee brings the game to an end. 2 goals in the final 10 minutes, or the final 7 minutes, have seen off the threat from Galatasaray. A game that gave us little threat from them, it must be said. And they have to do a lot more. Just a 1 shot and none on target, Harry. How do they go about doing that?
Well, we saw the stark differences there, didn't we, between the shots of the 2 teams, so you can't really argue it was deserved by Schalke in the end. What will give Galatasaray a bit of benefit going forward is again the amount of time that it took Schalke to break them down. It took until, what, the last 15 or so in-game minutes for them to register their 2 goals. So if they can keep things as tidy as it was in the first half going into the second, and you supplement that with a bit of attacking gameplay and some passes strung together, it sounds obvious, but in the middle of the pitch we barely saw Galatasaray able to string passes together to get in behind Schalke 04. So first port of call, obviously keep the defence solid as it was in the first half of this game, of game number 1, and then second of all, just keep the ball for a decent amount of time so you can get runners in behind. That's something that Galatasaray just struggle to do sometimes. You don't see them have runners in behind. We saw them here with Feghouli, and there was the first shot of the game and their only shot of the game. Yeah, it was, and
should have
came just after half time, and well, they need to do something different, obviously, in game 2, as that was the goal that broke the deadlock from Irma, and then the second from El Matador just moments later meant that the game was out of Galatasaray's reach.
Yeah, it was a lovely ball through. I think I think you were right. I think it was it Merriman who made the pass and slotted away by Irma, who has been amongst the goals. Very tidy finish. On to the next game. I'm guessing we're going to see a fairly similar game plan from Schalke in this second game, Harry.
Well, I mean, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You could argue again they got, I don't want to say complacent, but they would have liked to have scored earlier than they did, but they didn't really change their tactics up too much apart from going, well, I say going from 3 at the back, but they're starting with 3 at the back here as well for Schalke. So no real tactical changes from them that led to those 2 goals that they scored in the end. So yeah, I guess you keep things the same. For me, it's Galatasaray that have to change things. Again, you have to look for, you know, just runners in behind is what's going to break the Schalke mentality here. They're, you know, decent defensively, Galatasaray, but if you don't score any goals, you're not really going to pick up many points in the iconic eFootball.Pro League.
Yes, indeed, it's very difficult to keep a clean sheet. So if you don't score goals, you more than likely will often concede. So can they change it round? Can they be a bit more attacking? Look to break the deadlock themselves? We will find out. Again, 2 huge clubs in world football going head to head. And it will be Galatasaray that get us underway, kicking from left to right. And it will be Babel on the left-hand side. Is this the start that we were looking for from Galatasaray? Well, they're into the Schalke box, but nothing doing on this occasion. And a free kick to be taken by the goalkeeper, Lange. Volleyed away for a throw. Now towards the right-hand side, a chance here for Irma. Back to Merriman. Schalke just turning the screw again this time. Oh, what a turn that is. Oh, he's gone down, but the referee's played a good advantage. Still in the danger area. Surely someone's got to get the shot away, and he can. And he has. And it's El Matador, scorer of the best goal of last match day. Scorer of quite possibly one of the worst goals of this match day. But they all count, Harry.
They all count the same. First thing that comes to mind when I think about this goal is the word bulldozer, because they were just pounding the box with as many bodies as possible. And I've said it's fortuitous a few times today. This one really is. I mean, it starts from good probing outside the box. The back heel splits the first line of defence, but then one player tumbles over, a second player tumbles over, the third one tumbles over. It falls to El Matador, the 5-time German champion. And well, the back heel opened up the back line, but from here on out it was nothing but carnage, anarchy. It was a bloodbath in there, but he keeps his composure and his balance, and he in the end scores his 4th goal of the season. Nice to see, by the way, Schalke 04 smiling, laughing. I remember talking to them after each match day last season, and they were always down in the dumps, complaining about how things weren't going their way, and it's really nice to see the lads enjoying their eFootball PES 2021 gameplay here, and they seem to be on the same page.
Yeah, lovely to see the smiles there from especially El Matador, downtrodden last season a lot of the time, and they have scored in the final 10 minutes of the first game and the first 10 minutes of the second game, and there was an element of beauty and the beast about that goal for sure. Lovely back-heeled pass. And then the rest, as Harry mentioned, was absolute carnage as the ball gets played down the right-hand side, and a chance for Irma to whip it in. And Brilliant now has the chance to clear it away for Galatasaray. And from a Galatasaray point of view, it's the worst possible start. They didn't create anything in the first game, other than one attack, I think. And they find themselves behind again in the second game. There has been a booking, though, here for Schalke, and we know cards can come out, as we saw in the first game of today. The shock red card for AS Roma in their game as Omar puts it through. Another chance here for Schalke to make it 2-0 round the goalkeeper. Easy as you like, a nod of the head from El Matador. And the Schalke boys look very calm, composed, confident. And we mentioned this could be a 12-pointer, and it could be heading in the Germans' direction because they have been clinical as well.
Yeah, really nice football from Schalke it is as well. It comes from a run from deep from the eventual goal scorer, Merriman. You see him here. Yellow is just, unfortunately, a split second late to react to the run. And from then on, the speed and momentum from Merriman, you see there on the left-hand side of your screens, was just too much. Nod of the head from Omar. He knows that the team is ticking along very nicely here in the opening 15 of Game 2. And, well, there you go. Third goal and third assist of the season now for Merriman. What a performance from him.
15 minutes gone. And if ever a game needed a response, it's this one for Galatasaray, because the way things are going and how you'd have to say ineffective they've been going forwards, it could be 4 or 5 here.
It could turn into a cricket score very quickly. And again, we know that the Turkish fans around the world very passionate and might not want to hear this from us, but their attack so far has I mean, it's left us wanting a lot more. And they need to turn that around very quickly indeed if they want to get anything out of this match day.
It has been a blunted force so far for sure. As Los Gondalos still leads the way in the goal-scoring charts. And El Matador, as you can see, sneaks in at the bottom in number 10th spot. 4 goals there. But as we said, if he could grab another few here, then he could be heading on his way up towards the top. Having said that, as we've said from previous match days, we've seen enough from Galatasaray to know they can be a threat if they get things right. But Schalke are a tough nut to crack.
You can tell they respect Galatasaray as well, just purely based on the way they're defending here. Schalke, they're not trying to get too fancy with it at the back, just clearing it wherever they need to.
Harry, it's hot. Oh, save. Another wonderful save from the goalkeeper. It could have been 3. Hop went through. It opened up. Carved open again. And Merriman, of course, 3 assists to his name, so there seems to be a bit of a pattern emerging there. And whacked away, anywhere will do for Jibrillion. It's in towards the near post. Headed towards the back post. Oh, it's off the foot of the post. How many posts do you want to say in a sentence? But that really should have been 3. Still in there, offside on Hop. And Harry, Galatasaray are living very, very dangerously.
Yeah, the keeper brought out there to try and intercept the corner, and it's gone deep from Schalke. Good reading of the situation, but the man on the ball right now, El Matador, could have scored the third. And at 3-0, you're thinking this one's done and dusted. How many are Schalke going to get? But Galatasaray, they stay alive right now. But midfield, nothing's working for them. Final third, doesn't seem to be much going their way there either. So need to see something from them soon.
Oh, well, almost saw it there. An inch away from getting on the toe of Babel. But it just wasn't to be. He tried everything there, and it actually opened up for the first time really in the game. And they need to get more of that going. Hop picks it up, pops it off. And now Ahmed going to attack, gets it back into El Matador, plays it across the near post. He's buzzing at the moment, isn't he, El Matador?
He is. Goals galore. He's starting to find his feet and find a bit of form on this Schalke team, and It's the type of performance we've wanted to see out of them. Again, a potential 12-pointer we build this one as, and Schalke right now look really good for those hypothetical 12 points. Obviously, the literal 6 points. We can take a look at the league table as it stands. That would propel them into a top 2 position.
You wouldn't have seen that coming from last season, would you, Harry?
Absolutely not. They looked almost a beaten team. Again, I can't tell you enough about how unfortunate it was that I had the job to speak to them after every single match day, because they were always coming off a result where they either felt they could have got more, or they got beaten down pretty bad. But this season they're making a real run of it.
Ja, ist doch gut, Merab. Die spielen das, was wir gesagt haben. Jetzt ist rechte Seite doch komplett frei.
Very open in the midfield there. And if they can find the pockets in that midfield diamond, Schalke,
ja, die spielen jetzt unsere
formation, they
jetzt ist noch einfacher.
Can get quite a lot of joy, and it seems to be.
Die spielen genau unsere Formation. Targeting. Roma, they're playing our tactics now. Yes, and you know our tactics. Yes, I know. We have counter tactics.
Well, there you go. Yeah. El Matador saying that Galatasaray are mirroring Schalke's tactics there, and it may pay off.
Yeah, he didn't explicitly say it, did he? But he was implying, El Matador, that it's one thing copying our tactics, but it's another thing using them the way that we like to use them. So maybe he knows the strengths and weaknesses, the weaknesses especially of his own team's tactics, that maybe Schalke can try and you know, exploit going into this second half. It could be an interesting tactical affair ahead of us.
So Galatasaray need a fast start here. You feel that if we get towards the 70-80 minute mark and the scores are still level, scores are still like this, should I say, then it could be a poor afternoon, but it could get worse here. It's in towards the near post. It's smashed into the roof of the net, and surely that is game over. 3-0 to Schalke 04, just inside the second half, and 6 points surely now, barring a humongous landslide collapse. They should be heading into second spot in the league, Harry.
We talk about lethal combinations in the IQONIQ eFootball.Pro. I think we can add El Matador and Irma to that list today. They've been combining so succinctly. This time it's El Matador feeding the Romanian Irma, the newcomer to the Schalke team, which I suppose you could argue is the reason they're having such a turnaround this season. The introduction of Irma has been nothing short of a stroke of brilliance by Schalke. He's changed the complexion of this team completely, and now he's got his goal here against Galatasaray. And, well, you've got to throw everything at this game now if you're the Turkish club. You have nothing left to lose at this point. 3-0 down. You need some goals to your name, and you certainly, again, have nothing to lose.
Down the right-hand side, Hop. Challenge comes in. It's a naughty one. The referee plays a good advantage, though. And then looks to bring it back. Caution there for the Galatasaray man. Becker. Long ball into the area. Out towards Harriet. Gets it back. Chance to turn here. Merriman just can't quite pull the trigger on the cross, but they still have possession here through Irma. Irma back to El Matador. El Matador tries to squeeze it through to Merriman. It might fall to Irma again, but the referee was the goalkeeper was able to come out and smuggle the ball away. If the referee was picking up there, then we would have been in trouble. There
would have been some questions asked, definitely, from the Galatasaray side about about what's happening here. The final 30 in-game minutes. Unsurprising to see a pause queued up. No doubt this is from... well, it looks like it's a Schalke pause, actually. I thought it would have been Galatasaray's. They've clearly made the changes that they believe they need to have made by this stage of the game. And Schalke looking to bring on some more firepower. Maybe thinking about goal difference at this point. They are, as it stands, in the top 2, I believe, of the IQONIQ eFootball.Pro standings. Bit of goal difference here or there. We could be talking about them maybe top of the league.
You see around and play pass, of course.
Good indeed. I didn't check how many goals. Did you say how many goals they were behind?
Not a clue. I was guessing.
So, it is Galatasaray who have possession on the near touchline. Half an hour remaining. It's now or never for them. But it's Schalke that come away again and almost catch them on the counter-attack, but they have possession again. Again, they've given it away. They've not really troubled the Schalke rear guard at all across the 2 games, barring 1 or 2 possible chances. It's opened up again here for Hop. He's in. Real chance here for Irma. Oh, what a save from the goalkeeper. He drops El Matador. Another incredible save from the goalkeeper. And you've got to feel sorry for the fact that he's 3-0 down, because that could have been a match winning or at least drawing save. They're the sort of levels that came out at, but it's not to be because they've already conceded 3. But what a double save that was. Now Galatasaray on the front foot on the other end. It's brilliant. Can we get something magical from him? Well, the answer is no, but it looks like they may have a corner. What a double save that was, Harry.
Yeah, vital. If Galatasaray miraculously come back, just remember that moment. Time is working against them here, though.
Oh, well. That would have made a few nervous people. If you're a Schalke fan there, had that have flown into the back of the net, but straight into the arms of the grateful goalkeeper. And now a chance for Brilliant on the right-hand side. Plays it through, looking for Mujahid, and it's wide of the target. He was offside anyway, would not have counted, but you'd like to have still seen him get it on target. Just hasn't quite worked for them today, has it, Harry?
Yeah, it really hasn't. And at this stage of the match, maybe you're thinking the result's gone. Maybe at this point, you maybe try and start looking at different tactics that you can employ in future match days, because, I mean, this is time that obviously you're not going to get back, but at the same time, it's free time for you at this point to maybe experiment and come up with a plan B for future match days.
Lovely 1-2 there, gets it back, and they have their goal. Well, Harry. 12 minutes remaining. They've got their goal. Can we see the unlikely events unfolding?
I'll be surprised if it counts to anything towards the end of the actual match result, but really nice 1-2 between Mujahid, the give and go, and between him and Stavatak is what caught Schalke completely off guard there. We needed to see a lot more of that early on in the game. They've had a decent amount of territory in the last maybe 15 or so in-game minutes. They've been threatening to score that goal, and they've got the goal that you could argue the pressure has deserved, but where was this earlier on in the game from Galatasaray? Hopefully we can see another goal from them to maybe make a nervy last 5 or so in-game minutes, but I would argue at this stage, too little, too late from them. Good goal, though.
It was indeed. They come forward again. Brilliant into Stavatak. Looking for support. Mujahid again, picks it up, pops it off. Again, just can't quite break down the German rear guard, and now Schalke come away again. They've got support on the left flank. If you can find him, it's a lovely switch. He pops it into the middle. Oh, he just couldn't quite get the touch away from the defender.
He's been fouled here, I think, the Schalke man, so they'll get a free kick for it. But yeah, you're just looking for that cross ball onto that left-hand side to be further towards the goal to give him something to run onto. They get a free kick out of it, though.
They do, and it's going to be taken, and it's up over the wall, but soars over the top of the crossbar. Goalkeeper not troubled, but seconds, valuable seconds at that, are being ticked off as we head into the final 3 minutes plus stoppage time as the fourth official walks towards the technical area. And again, I would imagine, well, instead of taking it to the corner, they would rather go for another goal for that, as you mentioned, goal difference, but they could end up conceding and it could cost them in the scheme of things. As he goes through, he breaks away from the defender, headed goalwards by Falcao, and that pretty much sums up their afternoon's work. Just on the day, not quite good enough.
I don't think that was an actual shot from Jibrilian. I think that bounces off Falcao's head without him registering an input there from the controller. That's, again, like you say, sums up their day completely. It just bounces wide of the goal. We didn't even get a replay of it, Adam. That's how far wide it was. So we'll never know whether that was because it was so far wide or because it wasn't even a shot. But either way, 6 points for Schalke. What a performance from them.
Indeed it was. They shaded just about every stat that we had. And the most important stat, of course, was the scoreline. And they won.